You know the drill. We grab our coffee, we log into our computers, we get to work. It's a routine we barely even think about. But what happens if that routine is suddenly shattered by a blaring alarm? Today, we're diving into the one document that matters more than any other in that moment, the Workplace Evacuation Plan. And trust me, this isn't just about ticking a box for compliance. It's literally a blueprint for survival.
So let me just ask you this, straight up. If an alarm went off right now, where you are, would you know exactly what to do? Where to go? It's such a simple question, right? But the answer, well, that can be the difference between calm, orderly action and total chaos. And in the worst case, it's the difference between getting out safely and not. And just to be crystal clear, this is not a nice-to-have thing. The experts, the people who live and breathe occupational safety, they all say the same thing. A solid plan for responding to and evacuating from an emergency is, and I'm quoting here, non-negotiable. It's the absolute foundation of a safe workplace, especially in places with higher risks. It's a standard, not a suggestion. I mean, just picture a place like one of Gurugram's busy industrial zones. Yeah, they're amazing hubs of activity and production, but they're also packed with potential dangers. We're talking flammable materials, super complex machinery, high voltage gear all over the place. The risk isn't some abstract idea, it's literally built into the environment. And that is precisely why having a rock-solid plan is so critical. Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and look at the official safety blueprint. What actually needs to be in one of these plans? Because a proper plan is way more than just knowing where the nearest door is. It's got specific, required parts that all have to work together perfectly. And right here, this is a super important point that a lot of people get mixed up. There's a big difference between a response plan and an evacuation plan. A response plan is all about controlling the problem itself, fighting the fire, containing a chemical spill. But an evacuation plan, it has one job and one job only: protecting human life. The priority instantly flips from saving the building to saving the people inside. And listen, none of this is optional. There's a whole legal framework backing this up. You've got the OSHA code, which requires on-site plans and mock drills every 6 months. The Old School Factories Act, which mandates safe escape routes. The National Building Code, which gets into the nitty-gritty of signs and assembly points. It's like a multi-layered legal shield, and it's all designed to keep workers safe. So what does all that legal stuff actually look like in a real building? Well, it means there have to be at least 2 separate exits on every floor. The paths to get to them have to be clear, well-lit, and marked with signs. And here's a key detail you can look for. You should never be more than 30 meters away from an exit. It all leads to a safe, designated spot outside, the assembly point, where that all-important head count happens. All right, so we've seen the blueprint. Now let's walk through the response itself. What happens from the second that alarm starts screaming to the moment someone finally gives the all clear? In the middle of all that potential chaos, there has to be a comm center, a single point of leadership. That person is the incident commander. This is the one person who is trained and designated to take charge, figure out what's happening, activate the plan, and make the critical calls. Every single effective response has one. And this procedure, it's like a beautifully logical chain reaction. First, detection and alarm. Something is wrong. Step 2, the incident commander assesses the situation. Then, notification. The internal emergency team and first responders are called. That triggers the evacuation. Everyone heads to the assembly point for that head count. And only when everything is confirmed safe does the incident commander give the final all clear. See? It's a clear step-by-step process. Now, for you personally, if you're ever caught in a fire situation, there's a simple little acronym to lock into your brain. RACE. First, R for rescue. Help anyone who's in immediate danger if you can. A is for alarm. Pull that fire alarm, make some noise. C is for confine. Close doors behind you to slow the fire down. And finally, E is for extinguish, but only if it's a small fire and you're trained and it's safe. Otherwise, that E stands for the most important thing: evacuate. Get out. Okay, all this theory is great, but how does it actually hold up when things get real? Let's look at a case study from a factory floor, where a plan and its flaws met reality head-on. So check this out. In a factory in Gurugram, the unthinkable happened. Solvent vapors ignited. During the initial evacuation, they hit a major problem. A secondary exit was blocked. This caused delays, and sadly, some people got minor injuries. But here's where the story takes a positive turn. They didn't just unblock the door. They learned a massive lesson.
They totally revamped their plan with wider exits, much better signage, and, crucially, a serious commitment to regular drills. It completely transformed their entire approach to safety. And the result of that transformation, the new outcome, they can now get every single person out of that entire facility safely and accounted for in under 4 minutes. Think about that. That number isn't just a piece of data. It represents lives saved. It represents a system that actually works when it counts the most. And that case study really shines a light on the common things that can go wrong. These are the dangerous but simple challenges that a good plan is designed to stop. Things like missing signs, or worse, blocked exits. I mean, something as simple as a misplaced pallet can become a life or death obstacle. And of course, the biggest one, a lack of drills, which basically turns your expensive safety plan into just a piece of paper in a binder. So let's bring all this back home, back to you and your workplace. Here's a quick checklist you can use to kind of mentally audit how prepared your own environment really is. So here's what to look for. Are there clear evacuation maps posted on every floor? Do they conduct drills at least every 6 months? And super important, do those drills include everyone, like the night shift and contractors, not just the 9 to 5 folks? Is everyone trained on what the alarms mean and where to go? And finally, is the plan treated like a living document, something that's audited and updated every single year? So we'll end on this thought. After all this, you now know what a good plan looks like. You know the right questions to ask. You can spot the warning signs. So the final question is, does your workplace measure up? It's a question that is absolutely worth asking, long before an alarm ever goes off.